I'm about 4 years out of a divorce, and there was a lot that shifted for me in my perspective and my healing on that journey. And it's been a process, and I would say this year the biggest thing I got is a lot more empathy and compassion for the masculine heart and the pain that men experience and the difficulty and challenges that they face that I might not always necessarily recognize or see into, because I think we operate differently. A number of years ago, I had a dinner for 8 men, and I had them all bring a question that they would want to ask other men, and I had a bunch of questions to ask them, and we spent about 3 hours talking. And 7 of them out of 8 men said they didn't have a positive emotional male role model. That was one pain. And then the second pain was that they felt an enormous amount of responsibility and pressure to financially and logistically provide for their current family or a future family that they were hoping to have. And that felt like a pressure that took away from their personal freedom to do the things that they wanted to do. And that's such a big cost. I think I haven't always had as much empathy or appreciation for that piece as that lands on men in our culture. That's part of the patriarchy, right? Part of our division in inequity. Men have tended to have more money and more power than women. Women have had to be dependent in ways that are not conducive to freedom for them. But the flip side of that coin is men have also been the ones that have had the majority of work in the world put on them. And by nature of not having had positive emotional role models in the form of other men, are often dislocated and distanced from their own emotional journey and richness and autonomy. So I think that's the other piece I've realized, is that there are ways in which women have been limited by our patriarchal culture, and that's generally been around power, voice, presence, and financial sovereignty and autonomy and equity. And men have been limited emotionally and socially, and a lot of times they're dependent on women for that. And I really believe that until those things are equaled out, until women have equal financial access and therefore choice in their relationships and in their actions in their lives, and men have powerful connections to their emotions and their social worlds in such a way that they're not dependent on women for that we're always going to be brought together in relationship out of need and dependency, which will always fail rather than power and choice. So many times men will jump right into other relationships because they don't have emotional autonomy, because they associate sex with intimacy, because it's the only way they know to have closeness and intimacy with other people. And women have had to historically jump into relationships because they have not had the same access to financial resources and autonomy as men have had. What a big cost that is to men, how much they need women in a certain kind of way because they don't have emotional support in the form of communities and really deep, close friendships and a brotherhood. Women, we've for generations and centuries known how to create relationships with each other, for each other, and men have not had that historically, and it's a huge cost to them. I'm expecting that in 2023, I'm probably going to start doing more content for men. I'm sure I'll be doing lives over the next week or so hope to see you again.